This conference, organised by the Home Office and the Association of Chief Police Officers, is backed by the Home Secretary, Theresa May herself. She has championed this cause and is fully committed to positive change. Bringing together the Crown Prosecution Service, police officers, the Home Office and victims at a meeting of this scale is a huge step forward in helping to facilitate those changes.
Nicola Sutton, Sabina Akhtar, Katie Boardman, Claire Wood. 4 names that probably mean nothing to all of you, but 4 women who were murdered, as the Americans would say, on my watch. Murdered, killed violently, and in the days and hours leading up to their deaths, they were stalked by their perpetrator. I, like many of you in the room, are absolutely committed to protecting victims, vulnerable victims, victims of domestic abuse, and also specifically victims of stalking.
I used to get death threats every day, 20 to 30 messages, impersonation profiles. I had to log all the messages myself because I felt the police didn't really know how to deal with it. I eventually tracked my stalker down, and after a caution they reoffended and I got a restraining order for 3 years and they were fined. And I found myself being very social phobic. I didn't want to be around people, I didn't trust people, and I still battle with that today.
I became aware of the fact that we weren't doing these cases particularly well. We were making some, as prosecutors, we were making some very basic errors, and perhaps investigators were as well. And so what I wanted to do was understand that by talking to the charities, victims, my own practitioners, what it was that we could do differently, how we could ensure that we provide a better response. And that meant rewriting everything we do. That meant ensuring that everybody's trained in the new approach or the better approach. And ultimately, underpinning that is an understanding of the impact that victims suffer as a result of stalking. And if you understand that impact, then you will provide a better service to victims, and you will ensure that people are properly investigated and prosecuted.
I can categorically tell you that if I hadn't had those 2 case officers, Linda and Ian, who believed me, fought for me, I would not be here today. Either because I would have been murdered or because I would have given up out of sheer desperation, isolation and fear.
I'm confident that the police service has recognised that it has to improve its service to victims of stalking. I am confident that we've got the tools, the information and the knowledge to be able to make that happen. Today's conference is about speaking directly to all the forces in the UK and saying the challenge now is yours. I've done what I can do. I've given you those information, I've given you those tools. Go out and make it happen. I'm confident that forces recognise, having listened to those victims, that this isn't something that can just push away and something they can forget about. This conference has grabbed people's emotions. This conference has made people stand up and take real notice of the problem. Go out there, use those tools and ensure that we protect victims and save lives.
So the message from today is that the way to tackle this crime is through awareness raising, through working together in a fully cooperative, cross-organisational way. And the challenge now is to make those changes.